Well, for more, let's speak to our international affairs editor, Angela Diffley. Hello to you, Angela. Emmanuel Macron was speaking about this tragedy that happened on Wednesday, but let's open it up a bit first. What has gone wrong recently between France and Britain?
Yes, this relationship has deteriorated very rapidly. And it's important to remember that being a member of the European Union involves advantages, but also sharing the European Union burden. And you cannot have the advantages without the consequences when you leave the European Union. That is a reality. Now, Boris Johnson is a journalist. He knows very well how to spin words. And that fact, that reality, he has, I think, more or less instructed his ministers to spin quite differently in front of the British public and to say France is punishing Britain for leaving the European Union. The idea behind it is the same. The spin on it is quite different. And the reality is that the difficulties of having left the European Union are only now becoming obvious to the British public because of COVID. Everything was delayed somewhat. And Brexit was sold on the joys of sovereignty, of Britain taking back control. And Boris Johnson is desperately trying to heave the blame onto Europe anytime anything goes wrong. That is broadly what is behind this deteriorating relationship. Emmanuel Macron also has presidential elections to worry about. He cannot be seen to lose against a leaving member of the European Union.
Now, a crisis like we saw on Wednesday, though, it doesn't sit well in either country, especially in election time. So this decision by France to disinvite the UK to the migration meeting on Sunday, was that the right decision?
It's, as you say, a blame game, one-upmanship. We will not be pushed around by you coming from both sides. Emmanuel Macron on Wednesday, after the tragic loss of 27 lives, as well as expressing sympathy and concern, as everyone has, also said to UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson, please stop exploiting this issue for domestic political gains. And this letter is seen by France as Boris Johnson doing very much that. There was no need, in France's view, to publish a letter. And in the letter, there are several requests. Boris Johnson has said, here are ways that France could help stopping people cross the Channel. Britain has suggested British police helping patrol the French coastline, which is something which might have been a lot easier again had Britain not left the European Union. Britain has also suggested using greater technological expertise, drones and radars and more high-tech equipment to stop people crossing the Channel. And most controversially, Britain has said if France took back these migrants each time, that would soon deter the migrants from crossing. That might be true or not, but it's very unpalatable for France. France is very angry about the tone of this letter and also the fact that France has put up with this issue for a very long time. Having makeshift camps of migrants in northern France has been very difficult for the local population to deal with. And so France very much regrets the new attitude from Britain. It's worth mentioning that these sea crossings only began after lorry crossings became no longer a viable option for migrants because France and Britain had cooperated well on ending that possibility.
And the English Channel also home to another dispute between the two countries. This about fishing rights.
Yes, that's about French fishermen. They're angry. They say they're not getting enough fishing licenses. They say British fishermen have the right to access EU markets, but French fishermen can't access EU waters. That the Brexit deal, which was agreed on, is not being properly implemented. So they're blocking ports and they're blocking the freight entrance to the Channel Tunnel.
All right. Thank you very much, Angela. Angela Diffley, our international affairs editor.